Hi and welcome back to my channel, where today, because I'm a grandiose narcissist and I've had a little eureka moment because a question was asked in one of the cluster B groups that I was in about how do you feel when you're talking about something that pisses you off. So I had my own little therapy and eureka moment, so I thought I would make a quick video about venting, which tends to be my healthy form of therapy for negative feelings. It's a healthy way for me to get them out. And how when you get bad responses, what's actually going on in my mind and how it can trigger narcissistic rage and how it relates to being histrionic and having HPD and NPD. So without further ado, I responded by saying, in terms of when I'm talking about it, when I'm venting about it, a surge of gleeful and malevolent excitement. I start to get really excited. I'm enjoying it. It feels like a release of frustration. I feel justified and righteous in both rage and cruelty. A total empowerment. Yes, I can be delusional as fuck. And when I've got really excited about something and I'm feeling all this frustration, I'm getting it out, I know I'm delusional. And I feel an exciting, playful sense of cruelty and venom that I'm quite turned on by. It's good to get, things out. It feels very good. Right, problem is, some people don't always respond great to it, but if people do respond really well, which is how you tend to avoid conflict with high conflict individuals and crazy people, by just validating it, whether, it could be letting someone vent, understanding their frustration, venting along, or even just making fun of the situation a wee bit, right? You don't need to take it so seriously. So if I get that kind of positive response, I will feel righteous and validated. Again, yes, I'm delusional. And the higher my feelings are, the more delusional I become. Calm down, and I start to find the situation really funny. Right, I've got a dark sense of humour. And when I'm getting that kind of validation and supply, I'm starting to feel better because I'm getting a good response and, it's naturally starting to calm down. I feel connected to and empowered by the person's validation. Yes, I perceive relationships to be closer than they are. I'm getting a narcissistic supply. And I feel really fucking great. A natural euphoric high. And then, I calm down to happy and floaty. Right, because I have intense emotions. I'm histrionic. So they get very dramatised in my mind and my actions and impulses. And then it's just going to calm down to happy and floaty because they're also really shallow. I can go from, crazy to, okay, well, I've got that out and I'm just happy again. Other people have emotional jet lag. I don't. We live life on 1,000 miles an hour. And the next bit is where it really becomes a problem, and this is where we become enraged, right? So this is if narcissistic rage is triggered through a bad response. If you've been talking about something that pisses you off, right? You're venting, you're getting that frustration out, so you're doing it in a healthy way. This is where it becomes unhealthy. So if you are dealing with someone who's cluster B or very reactive, chaotic, try and avoid rising to it in negative ways. Don't show them how much you just don't care about it. That they're trying to get a response, and this is what's going on in their head when they hit the crazy button. Frustration and superiority. Delusional as fuck. Instant devaluation of the other person. I'm exacerbated by their stupidity or lack of comprehension. When I am enraged, I am completely delusional. I'm grandiose. I'm angry. It is beyond my comprehension that this person could be wrong or could actually be trying to make the situation better. I'm off in that kind of land. Like I'm defensive now. I'm aggressive. They start to piss me off. I direct my rage towards them because they're making me feel the rage. It's their fault and I'm right to put them in their place. My rage and cruelty is totally justified in my measured response to their perceived provocation. I'm that delusional. They don't care about the subject. They're in the wrong and they're upsetting me. They are being cruel. They're being vindictive. They're not giving me that supply. They're emotionally holding it back. They want me to be upset. Yeah, that's escalation. Escalation. Right. Rage and cruelty justified. Now, I feel fucking high and euphoric in an incredibly chaotic and cruelly powerful way if I can hurt, upset, enrage them, piss them off, whatever. And turned on in an exciting and deliciously wicked and grandiose way. Right? Because you really feel like this person is hurting you. You really feel like you're fighting back. You know? You really feel justified. You cannot see that you are having such a over-the-top response. You feel it's a completely justified response, and it's often going to be a very delusional one because you are delusional, and the crazier you get, especially with, you know, the HPD side where my feelings are very intense and the physical sensations, I'm going to get even more carried away with them. The not so fun part, if I can't get a reaction, burning and infuriating frustration, a physical kind of primal need to fight this enemy. Like, this person's hurting me. It is delusional. It is reactive. It's very much like a survival instinct. Yes, completely crazy. Not denying that. Intense psychological and palpable physical pain, often to the point of acting out or crying with rage and frustration. It's a horrible feeling, right? Because you're getting this anger, it's building up, and it's nowhere for it to go. So if I can't hurt them, torturous psychological pain and torment in the impotence of my own rage. I fundamentally need control on a pathological level. I feel like that is being taken away. I feel wounded, impotent, and disgusted at myself for being in that state. Why aren't I acting out? Right, because the criminal justice system is a thing. I do know I could go to prison for acting out, so usually that is an incentive to stop. So that's usually what happens and how it ends. You know, it just burns out and you storm off. You go calm down and you find someone, you know, you can vent to about this situation who's going to validate your feelings, because, you know, you're shallow. You'll be fine in a little while. I feel like a really kind of calm hatred towards that person in that moment, or an exacerbation if they are someone that I do care about. So certainly my best friend cannot handle when I'm really angry. She starts crying, and it's comically bizarre. Because I'll be telling her, I'm not directing anything towards you, I just need you to be a friend and just fucking support me right now. And she'll be crying, going, I know, but I can't deal with angry people. Yeah. Now, if I do upset someone, just revert back to the fucking great and natural euphoric high, happy and floaty, but in very chaotic, destructive ways. So that can go badly, so you do try and avoid it. But I did think it was fascinating to think of the different ways that we respond and what's actually going on in my crazy brain. And thank you for listening. I hope it gave you some insight. And venting is healthy. You do need to talk about your emotions, your feelings. Right, your cluster B though, do tailor your audience, do find people who understand and think that way and can handle conflict. Otherwise, it's going to get crazy, and if you are dealing with a crazy person, you know, really just, when they're venting, that's fine. Don't take it so seriously. If they start to get irrational, just walk away. You responding with rage, aggression, upset, you know, disinterest, it's just going to escalate the situation, and we need to diffuse it. Okay, cool, thanks.